What's up, guys? You know who it is. Marcus J. Jackson with another Live Life episode for you. All right. Got a question. Got an email today. All right. Got an email today. So I'm pretty excited about that. Here we go again. My lovely camera. All right. There we go. Cool. Okay. So the question was, okay, Marcus, I have been watching your videos, trying to make sure I didn't print the darn question out. But the question was, it was about Marcus. I watched your videos about domestic violence and suicide and so on and so forth. But I've overcome that. I've kind of come out of that. So now I want to go into a new relationship, right? So tonight, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So if you're ready for a new relationship, or you think you're ready for a new relationship, there's a couple of key points that I'm going to talk about tonight. Go to my comments real quick. I got one already. Hey, hello. Good morning, Miss Rodriguez. So good to see you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Anyway, let me put my resources on here really quick, just so if you need them, they are here. Hold on, got all this great and wonderful stuff up here. Okay, here we go. So these are my life resources, domestic violence resources as well. My contact information is on here as well. If you want to donate, that's on here as well. Paste and enter, voila. Okay. So the domestic violence hotline number is 1-800-799-SAFE, SAFE, or 7233. All right. They also have a website that you can go to, thehotline.org. There is a ton of information on there that will point you in the right direction. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 273-8255. 273-8255. Okay. They have a live chat line. So if suicide is something that you're contemplating, please call that number and reach out to the Suicide Prevention Lifeline.org. They have a live chat. They're available 24/7 every single day, including holidays. All right. Definitely reach out to them. If you are in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911. Get you some help immediately, okay? If you want to talk to me, my contact number is 469-626-7486. I make myself available every day, just about every day, that I don't get like too busy or too bogged down with clients. I have clients that are in different time zones, so just keep in mind that if I don't do a video that night, on the following day, I'm going to make a video. But sometimes time just won't permit. But feel free. I'm still available between 12 and 2 a.m. So if you don't see me do a go live, and you need to talk to me, or you want somebody to listen to you, or whatever, you have a question, I'm here. You can always call me between the hours of 12 and 2. You can call me anytime, really. If I don't answer, please leave me a message or shoot me a text message. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be with a client, because I am a realtor during the day. So I'm also a life coach. So I'm on the phone anyway. So just keep in mind, leave me a message, leave me a voicemail, or shoot me a text message. Okay. Let's get rocking and rolling. Okay. So a lot of times when we go into a new relationship, or we're coming out of a relationship that was pretty challenging for us, right? And the only thing that we can do is hold on to those negative experiences. When we do that, we do ourselves an injustice, and it's not fair to the other person, the other partner that's in a relationship, and they're probably giving their all. They're probably giving, everything, 100%. They're loving completely. They're putting everything out on the table, but you are holding back because this is, you're on uncharted waters right now, right? You've had this experience that has provided you with a ton of negativity, a lot of negative energy, and you don't want to, you don't want to give 100% because you want to save some for you, and you don't want to, you don't want to put yourself out there, as a lot of us will say, because it's hard for me to trust somebody. It's hard for me to just put myself out there. I'm not ready to put myself out there. But you say you're ready to be in a relationship, right? So we have to be very mindful of what it is that we're doing when we go into a new relationship and we have not completely healed from the last one. Okay. Now, I know a lot of times people feel like, well, I'm never going to be ready for a relationship. I'm always going to be single because I'm never going to be ready for another relationship. I'm never going to trust anybody. I'm never going to let that happen to me again. Or another one you might hear is, I'm never going to let anybody get that close to me again. Right? So you approach every relationship with this closed heart. Like your heart is closed off. So you are actually emotionally and physically unavailable for another relationship, although you may want to be in one. So just think on that for a second. I just want you to kind of ponder on that for a moment. And ponder on that for a moment, because you don't want to. The goal is to go into the relationship with new energy, right? And hold on, so y'all know I got my tea going every morning. Got my tea. Make sure you got your tea rocking and rolling tonight. Well, this morning rather. So I tried some moringa tea. This is I ordered it from the Bahamas actually. I found a plug in the Bahamas. So I'm gonna see how this good old moringa tea tastes. It smells pretty strong, like it's really strong. So, and just keep in mind this is a very, very laid back platform. If you got a question or comment, please feel free to ask or make a comment or whatever. Good morning, Miss Jackson. So glad that you could join us. All right. Ooh, wait. It's good though. I like it. Okay. So, we find ourselves in a constant state of fear going into the relationship, and it is very difficult to find love or to love someone if you're in a constant state of fear. You're fearful of getting hurt. You're fearful of inevitably breaking up, or you're fearful of you just don't want to get heartbroken again. And it's totally understandable, but ultimately that's life. That is what happens. You're going to go through relationships. You're going to have some that are good. You're going to have some that are bad. Some that are things that you, not so much as good or bad, but relationships that you're going to learn from. The key to those experiences is taking what you've learned from those relationships and bringing that to the table with new energy, like with a new set of eyes, right? You're looking at this person as a completely clean slate, right? Not only give them a clean slate, but give yourself a clean slate. You deserve a clean slate, okay? So give yourself a completely clean slate, right? I wouldn't say completely forget about all of the past experiences, right? Hold on to those experiences and use them to your advantage. a lot of times we think the negative things or the challenging things that go on in our life is designed to hold us back, right? And that's kind of how we look at them. We look like, oh, well, because of my past experiences, I can't do this or I can't do that. But those experiences aren't designed to hold you back. Those experiences are designed to move you forward. They're designed to catapult you forward, right? And with that newfound information, with those new lessons learned, then you come to the table with a whole new confidence, right? Because you know what to expect. You know what you did. You know the steps that you took to get you to the point of breakup, right? So therefore, you know what not to do, right? So you know what not to do in this next relationship. So you keep in mind, right, in your journal, those of you that that follow me, I'm big on journaling. I'm big on writing things down, right? So journal, take some time and journal. Hey, this is what I did to affect this relationship, be it good or bad, right? And write them down. Write down the things that you know for a fact cause some kind of effect for the relationship, right? Whether whether you broke up, was it a mutual breakup, or he broke up with you, or you broke up with him, or whatever, right? Write that down and say, hey, this is what I did, and this is what I'll do different in my next relationship because I learned A, B, C, D. Okay? Not because it was your fault or it was his fault and whatever, right? This is going to be a point where you're going to have to own your own shit. Like, you got to own your own shit. If you know that you did something that caused the relationship to go south, then own that. Okay? Own it. Get through it. Get over it. Okay? Whatever it is you need to do to heal from it, make sure that happens. Then go into the next relationship ready. Because, and not every relationship you go into where somebody's going to beat on you. Right? And not every relationship you're going to go into, somebody's going to treat you bad. Right? Nobody's going to, every relationship that you go into, at some point, you're going to meet the real person and not just the representative. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And also, and another thing, make sure that, and I know I'm kind of dropping some of this kind of fast, but I don't want to hold y'all too long. Keep in mind that you have to believe that a relationship is possible, right? You have to believe that somebody can be trusted, right? Because a lot of times we'll miss out on a good relationship, or a good dude or a good female, or the ideal guy or the ideal female because they treat you so well, it seems like it's unreal, right? But it's just that the standard has been dropped so low, right? That the average guy that gives you any kind of positive attention almost seems like, the dream guy. You know what I'm saying? So you just be mindful that at some point you're going to have to trust somebody, right? At some point, unless you made up in your mind that, hey, I am going to be single for the rest of my life. That's just what I'm going to do. I've accepted that. I don't want anybody else. I'm going to approach life, and that's fine. If that's what you want to do, hey, fine. I'm all for it. I applaud you. I'm with you. But for those of you that are looking, not looking, but you do desire a relationship at some point in your life, right? You have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe in your mind that, okay, I will find this dream guy or this dream girl. We will cross paths someday. It has to start in the mind. You have to believe that. But if you don't believe that and you begin to develop the thought process that all men are dogs, all men are liars, all men just want sex, that's what you're going to attract because you're putting that type of energy out there, right? And a lot of times we don't realize that that's what we're doing when we're sitting around bashing men or bashing women. We're putting that energy out into the universe, and it's actually manifesting itself because we're speaking it. You know, we're literally saying there are no good men out there. You can't trust women. So when we put that out there, then that's what you're going to get. That is your brain, the frequency that your brain operates on can only receive what it puts out. Okay, think about that for a second. The frequency that your brain operates on can only receive what it puts out. There's no two ways about that. That's a fact. There's nothing. I didn't make this up. You know, you can study frequency, vibration, and energy, and you'll see that the only energy that you can receive is the energy that you put out. It's a fact. Okay, so anybody that studies science, electricity, or chemical reactions or whatever, it's a fact. It's not something that it's not something that I made up, right? It's nothing that anybody made up. It's real. It's the truth. So make sure that you are how can I drive this home a little more? Just make sure you're doing the mind work. Make sure that you believe that relationship is possible. All right, and don't focus on that. Focus on a relationship working. Focus on the things that would make a relationship work. Right? Focus on the positive things of a relationship, right? And remember the negative things, okay, but don't dwell on them, right? So, and use those for, the experience, okay? So, let me check comments real quick. Jenny Rodriguez says, this is so true. Yes, ma'am, it sure is. It is very true. She also says, I can agree with this too, right? Thank you so much. So it's always good to have a woman kind of validate your and respond to what you're saying, because it kind of lets you know that you're on the right track, especially when they agree with you. Foxy says your thoughts and beliefs are very powerful. Yes, remember this. Thank you so much for that. Your thoughts and beliefs are extremely powerful. And your thoughts are things, and they seek to manifest. Okay. So that goes into the whole mindset of manifestation, law of attraction, speaking things that be not as though they are, right? That is the law of attraction, in itself. So just like when I was saying, your brain can only receive the energy that it puts out. That's very, very true. So if you're putting out a bunch of negative energy, then you're going to get a bunch of negative energy back. All right. Take some time, so you're ready for a new relationship, right? Take some time for yourself. Okay. And what I mean by that is because I've also had this question too. Somebody inboxed me. They said, well, what do you mean when you say take time for yourself? Or what do you mean when you say make sure you're healed? Or no, make sure you're whole first. And somebody asked me what that meant. And I was kind of like, huh. And I said, well, maybe I need to cover that a little bit. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit today. Tonight also. Let me see, I'm on 20 minutes. Okay. So what I mean when I say make sure that you're whole and make sure you've completely healed is that you need to take time for yourself, right? And a lot of times we go into we'll break up with somebody, and a couple weeks, a month later, we're back into the relationship. Now, I'm not one to judge and put a timetable on, you should wait 6 months or you should wait 3 years and all this kind of stuff. If the energy is there and there's a positive vibe and the frequency's matching, hey, I'm with it. Go for it. But if there's if you know that this is too fast, okay? I mean, nobody can really say, hey, we could say, hey, she was 1 week she was in a relationship and the next week she was in another one. I know I have some personal friends who were in a relationship 1 week and they met the love of their life the next week, even the next month, right? And they're still together to this day. So I don't really get into saying that, you need to wait a certain amount of time. But what I will say is that it's good for you to take time on your own, be by yourself. And here's why I say that. Time with yourself, the best relationship you can have is the relationship with yourself. Okay? So if you know you, right? You get to know yourself, you come to the knowledge of self, and you begin to develop that. Okay? You develop mindfulness. You develop your response versus your reaction. You develop your listening skills, right? Read some self-help books, or, find a mentor, find somebody, preferably somebody older than you, that is where you want to be relationship wise, and talk to them. That's just my advice. That's something that I do. I always, I'll reach out to my dad and I'll say, hey, this is what's going on. I need what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? If I get into a situation where I'm helping a client and it becomes a little challenging, I'll call my dad and say, hey, Dad, what do you think about this? He's almost 80 years old. So, he's got some, he's got something. He's learned something over the 80 years, and he's been married 40 of them years. So, hey, excuse me. So I'm pretty sure he knows something. And when my mom was alive, I would tap into the knowledge that she has too. And now I have mentors, and it's usually somebody that's older than I am, that kind of breaks things down for me. And I have peers. I have other married peers. I have single friends and peers that we share information, so on and so forth. But do all that in an effort to develop yourself, right? Take some time to get to know yourself. Do some improvements for you. Take some time, take yourself out on a date. Take yourself out to get your hair and your nails done, because what you'll find is that now you're no longer with someone. You have a lot of time on your hands, right? And that's kind of what kind of ushers us into the loneliness and the need to just want a warm body, right? But if we focus that energy to actually doing something for ourselves, then we won't get lonely. We won't feel that loneliness, and feel like we have to, we have to have somebody. Like we got to have somebody to fill that void or that empty spot. All right. Take that time to work on yourself. Take some time, go to the gym, take yourself out to get your hair, nails done. Just do it for you. See how this feels to do for yourself. Not, hey, I'm going out with my boyfriend or my husband. I want to look nice, right? Look nice for yourself. Look nice for yourself. Take your own self out and treat yourself. Okay, so definitely one of the big things is you want to make sure that you take some time for yourself. Okay. Excuse me, man. All right, so got another comment. Foxy Jackson says, decide what it is that you want in a relationship. Many times the focus is on what is not wanted, and it continues to manifest because there is nothing else to create a reality from. Yes, ma'am. So wise. Such a wise woman. Thank you for that information. Okay, awesome. So, um, so we'll find ourselves ready for a new relationship, and um, one of the things that we do focus on is things that we don't want. Well, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't know if this is gonna be this, and I don't know. It's I don't, and I won't, and I won't put up with this, and I won't put up with that. So here's the here's what I would invite you to do. Okay, like I said, anybody that follows me, they know that I'm big on journaling. All right. Anybody that follows Foxy and I, as far as our classes and the things that we teach, we talk about journaling a lot, because writing comes from the subconscious mind, and we're constantly developing the mind and mindfulness. So with that being said, journaling is a big part of being mindful of the things that you do. And a lot of times we don't realize or believe that we're doing these things that hinder us. So when you actually write down the things that you want on paper, you'll begin to see that, oh, well, I've never even thought about asking for this in a relationship. Or I've never even thought about writing down my ideal guy or my ideal girl, or ideal man, woman, partner, whatever. And you begin to write those things down, and they start to manifest subconsciously, right? So you're thinking about the things that you wrote down, and not so much as that you're searching for somebody, but you begin to look and to compare to those things that you want in a person, right? As opposed to the things that you don't want. So when you see what you want in a person, right? You can focus on that. You can build off of that reality versus of the reality that you're creating that you don't want, right? Because if you're creating a reality that you don't want, you are virtually creating one that is going to come your way. All right. So you have to be in a constant state of casting that spell on yourself. And casting a spell on yourself is writing down these things for Marcus. These things for Marcus is what I'm going to do. For Marcus, I need, a very wise woman. I want a woman who's financially wise. I want a woman who is nurturing wise. I want a woman who wants children. Write down, so that way your mind is no longer focused on the things that you don't want, because a lot of times that is what hinders us. We're looking for things that we don't want in a relationship. Therefore, we're never focused on anything positive. We're always focused on the negative. Okay, so shift the focus to the things that you do want in a relationship, right? And I know that's kind of easier said than done, because a lot of us don't even realize what we want. So take some time to go through your mind and figure out what it is that you want in a relationship. And you'll find that, especially if you've never done this before, you will be surprised at the things that you want or need in a relationship. And you'll see how almost instantaneously you'll begin to identify these things in people, right? And especially, it could be somebody that you've been with in the past, right? And you could say, oh, wow, this guy was the perfect guy, or this girl was actually the perfect person for me, but I did this or I did that. So it may even be an opportunity for you to say, hey, if we could revisit this, if we could try this again, not, of course, not for anybody that's been putting their hands on you or anything like that. No. We have zero tolerance for that. There is a relationship that exists that the person will hug and caress and love you without wanting to abuse you in some kind of way, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally. We have zero tolerance for domestic violence, and that's just not something that we don't condone that at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So definitely keep in mind that your subconscious mind can be revealed through writing, and writing helps you tap into your subconscious mind. And like I said, once you begin to write these things down for this ideal person going into a relationship, you'll begin to see these things happen, and you'll have that constant flow of positive energy to look forward and begin to identify these things for a relationship. Okay. So with that being said, guys, that's all I have for tonight. I wanted to make sure I started shortening the videos to give people time to kind of look at it, and also give people time to kind of call and reach out to me if they wanted to. So I am going to, I'll probably hang for just a few minutes just in case anybody has a question or they need to reach out. Real quick, just wanted to let you guys know that I Speak, the Facebook page, I Speak Foxy. Go to the Facebook page, join the Facebook page. Make sure you hit the notification for I Speak Foxy's Facebook page for the Go Lives, so you can get the Go Live information. She has an event coming up in April of 2019 that focuses on helping those who've experienced domestic violence and sexual assault, and sexual violence also. So the organization focuses on healing and helping those heal. You have a lot of organizations out there that they focus on giving information, which is awesome. But I Speak Foxy actually focuses on healing and giving things, doing things, taking action, giving concepts and activities that will help you focus on healing, exercises that help you focus on healing. Things like bioenergetics, breathing techniques, different things that actually help you heal from these type of experiences. So this particular event is going to happen in April. There will be a cost for this event, and it is, trust me, it is very well worth it. Last year, it was phenomenal. She did some speaking. She had some other speakers there. She had some licensed therapists there, some other life coaches there, and the energy was so strong. The frequency, vibration, everything was just off the chain, and people didn't even want to leave, right? That's how awesome it was. So this year, it's going to be in a retreat form, right? It's going to be a 3-day event. There's going to be meals will be served. It's going to be it's very well worth it. So if you know of anyone, or you yourself want to attend, please go to the I Speak Foxy page. The Facebook page is I Speak Foxy. Join that page. Make sure you get on the notification. Click the notification bell or link or whatever that is, and get the Go Lives. She will be giving away scholarships in order to attend, because like I said, it's going to cost this year is going to cost because it's going to be a retreat style. And there's going to be a lot of activities that you're going to actually physically participate in order, to invoke healing. Okay. With that being said, if there are going to be some of us that, that can't afford it, so we're trying to take donations. We are taking donations to provide scholarships. And we also accept donations for, especially those who are trying to overcome a domestic violence situation. A lot of times they leave the situation with the clothes on their back, and they have children who left with the clothes on their back. So a lot of times we don't know how that's going to turn out for them. So they do need cash on hand, and they do need toiletries on hand. All right. And a lot of that we pay for out of our own pocket. However, if you could help us out, that would be awesome. All we ask for is $1. The donation link is in the comments. If you can't, please don't worry about it. We do it because that's what we do. We love doing it. We love helping people out. We love, helping people become the strongest version of themselves and raise their conscience so that they can be the strongest version of themselves. So, make sure, go to I Speak Foxy if you can, donate. That's all I have for tonight. Let me check and see if I had any more comments. And no comments. All right. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the questions. My email is marcusjjackson@hotmail.com. If you want to, feel free to use that platform to ask questions as well. Yes, and I will, if you want me to, I will read the question out. Next time I'll print it. I didn't print it, the question for today. I was so excited I was like, oh, wow. Somebody actually emailed me a question. So I was excited about that. So I get questions on my YouTube channel, which is Marcus J. Jackson, a lot. But I don't get a lot of questions on my Facebook channel because for whatever reason. But anyway, once again, thanks guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Live life to the fullest. Y'all take it easy and try not to do too much. Peace.